So I'm going to type in that word Mississippi, hopefully misspelled. And if you didn't catch that, notice what happens. So I've misspelled it, Mississippi, so just one single P. Of course, now it's not going to do it because I already did it, but give me 1 second. There you go. Now, as soon as I hit the space bar, notice it added that extra P at the end. So it's actually auto-corrected it for me, and it did it because we added it to the autocorrect feature in the preferences. So if there's particular words that you have a tendency to misspell, or maybe it's a less common word that just isn't in that list, you can obviously add it. And when you mistype it, as soon as you hit the space bar or return key, it'll automatically make that correction for you. So pretty cool feature. Now, since we've got our text frame here, let's talk about this just briefly, and then we'll get back to the interface. If I wanted to change the size of this text, I'm going to place my cursor inside of the frame. My cursor looks like a single I-beam, and then I'll just click and drag across it so that I highlight the text. Then up here in the top left-hand corner, this whole section actually up at the very top of the interface is called the options bar. And specifically when we're dealing with text, this field right here, which probably has a value of 12 points, this is my point size. I can click the drop-down arrow and choose from any of the default font sizes that are available. However, if I want a specific size, because maybe I want this to be 33 points, and 33 is not listed here, then I can just highlight the number that's in the field, type 33, hit the return key, and it'll automatically resize. So you're not stuck with just using the font sizes that are listed in this menu. You can type whatever you want to. You just have to highlight the numbers. Now, if I want to actually move this text to a different location on the page, that introduces one of our most common tools called the Move tool or Selection tool, and it's the very top button in the toolbar. And once you click on that tool, you'll now see that we have what's called a bounding box, or this blue border with all these little shapes around it. That's your bounding box. And I'm just going to place my cursor on top of the text. Now I can put my cursor on the border or on top of it. That doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to click, hold, and drag. And as I begin dragging, you can see what looks like a little mirror image of that same box. Now, you'll also notice, depending on where I move it, you might see these little lines starting to pop up here and there, these little magenta or pink lines. And that's because those are those smart guides that we were referring to in the preferences. And so right now, what that's telling me is that the right edge of this frame that I'm moving is now lined up with the center of the actual page. Now, one other element, if you're not seeing this options bar up here at the top, which is one of those things that is unique to InDesign, if you look up in the top right-hand corner, and I don't know if you guys can see this or not on my screen, because I've got a couple of little bubble pop-ups for other things that are hiding it on my screen. So hopefully you can see it on yours. But up here in the top right-hand corner, you probably see something that says Classics or Essentials. I'm sorry, it says Essentials. What you want to do is click on that and choose Essentials Classic.